Hello everyone, welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Kim.
And today, Kim, it's part 2 of our story about the pendulum.
And the pendulum hasn't shown up yet.
No, a pendulum's that part of the clock that might swing back and forth, keeping time. Usually goes every second, right? Tick tock, tick tock. The idea of a pendulum, of course, is that it swings from one side all the way to the other, then all the way back. I think that's what we're going to be talking about here, not clocks, because so far it's just kind of the story of a married couple who don't really seem to like spending a lot of time together.
Yeah, you got John, who's going out to play pool with his buddies.
Yeah.
You got Katie, who's at home.
His wife, yeah.
Sewing? What is she doing?
I don't know. She just makes dinner for him, and then every day at 8 he goes to this bar or somewhere to hang out with his friends playing pool. This doesn't really sound like a very, close couple who are always spending time together, taking walks, holding hands, having a really good time with each other. So
maybe in the next part of the story, she's gonna come into the pool hall with a giant clock and whack him.
Huh? The pendulum.
Yeah.
I see.
See?
I don't think so, but I like that. But I don't think that's what's going to happen.
If I were her, I might do that.
You might hit someone with a part of a clock?
I might think about it.
I will never make you angry ever again, ever in my life. All right, well, let's find out what's going on in part 2 of the pendulum. Will John get smacked with a clock? I don't think so, but it would be pretty cool if he did. She carries the clock all the way to the pool hall.
Like this.
Just a bang, just to hit him. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but the only way to find out is to start reading. So let's do that now. When John came home one night, he got a surprise. Katie wasn't there to greet him. After he looked everywhere for her, he found her note. It said,
"Mother is very sick, so I'm taking the 4:30 train home. I'll write you tomorrow. Katie."
All right, so the pendulum part 2. Let's see what's going on today. It says, when John came home one night, he got a surprise. Remember this whole going to McCloskey's, hanging out with his friends? This is something he did regularly, like maybe every night. It wasn't just one night he did this, so that's why it says when he got home one night. Maybe he'd been doing this for years or something like that, but then one night, doesn't matter when, but things changed on this special night. He got a surprise. Was he hit by a giant clock?
Yeah, she's hiding behind the door.
Is that the surprise?
No,
that would
actually,
be a surprise.
That would be a surprise.
That would be a big surprise.
But actually, it says Katie wasn't there to greet him. She's probably hiding outside the bar. She just missed him because she went to the bathroom really quick and she left the clock outside and he walked out, and when she came back, she thought he's still there. So she's hiding outside the bar.
Possibly, but that is the main point. She's not at home.
Yeah.
Right? And so this is very strange. And of course, then we read, after he looked everywhere for her, he found her note.
John, I went out with my friends for once. Bye-bye.
Interesting. So he's obviously quite worried about this. His wife is always home when he comes back, so that's why he looked everywhere for her. He looked all through the house or the apartment, every room, right? Katie, where are you? And he, checked to make sure that something wasn't wrong or she was sick. He just can't find her, but he did find this note. And this, of course, was a big surprise for John. Something you don't expect, something that you don't know is going to happen, and you would never guess that this is going to happen. Oh my God, wow, this is so amazing. It's something I really didn't expect. What a surprise. And of course, we can also use it as a verb. If someone jumps out and says, "Happy birthday," they surprise you. Okay, and what they're doing, that is the surprise. And his surprise was not a great surprise when you get home, I guess. It's a note.
Uh-oh, so that sounds very...
Something's going on.
Very scary. When someone leaves you a note, they have maybe a small piece of paper or a small whiteboard or anywhere that they can write down a short letter that says something to you. So you might have a paper on your refrigerator that says, buy apples.
Okay.
Buy eggs.
Call Mr. Smith.
Call somebody. Okay, that's a short note.
Right.
Or if you're going out and you know that your parents won't see you before you leave, you can leave a note. So, Mom, I'm at my friend's house. I'll be home at 7 p.m.
Exactly.
Something like
This
that.
is the kind of thing you would normally just write on a piece of paper, very short message. These days, of course, most people wouldn't leave the note. They would send the note in a text message. So basically, when you send a text message, you're sending notes, right? I'll see you in 5 minutes. It's not a long thing. It's just a very short, basic, important information type of message. And what did the note say?
Oh, it said, Mother is very sick, so I'm taking the 4:30 train home. I'll write you tomorrow. Katie.
She's gone.
She's gone.
She's gone to her mother's house.
Okay, her mom is sick, so she obviously feels that it's a little bit of a serious situation. So she's on the train, she's going to her mother's house, and she won't be home tonight.
Okay, because of course if she's taking a train, she's probably traveling to another city, another town, or something like that. Because when we hear train, we think of the kind of thing that goes down tracks, choo-choo. It takes you from one place to another. We're not really here talking about an MRT that takes you just around a city. That would be a subway or an MRT or an underground train. Here we're talking about like the high-speed train or a train you might take from Taipei to Hualien to Taidong, something like that. It's bigger and faster than a bus. It's smaller and it stays on the ground, not like an airplane, and it carries a lot of people around. And yeah, we often take this to another city, right? Quite a distance, and that's why also we know that she'll be back tomorrow.
Right, so tomorrow, I think everyone has learned tomorrow by this point. So if today is Monday, yesterday was Sunday,
right?
Tomorrow is
Friday.
Not quite.
Thursday.
No.
Wednesday.
Try again.
Tuesday.
There we
Yay!
go. So tomorrow would be Tuesday. It's the next day after today.
Exactly. All right. So yes, if today is Monday, tomorrow would be Tuesday. And we're going to be back with more from our article, not tomorrow, but after this break. So there you go. You're welcome.
John couldn't believe it. He and his wife never spent a night away from each other before. John was in shock and couldn't move. Then he started to clean up the house. However, when he touched Katie's clothes, his heart felt like it would break.
All right, so where is Katie Perkins?
She's on the train going to her mom's place.
That's what the note said.
John comes home and he can't believe it.
Right, absolutely. Now, this doesn't seem to be that strange to you or I, but maybe these two have been married a really long time, and this is just not something that has ever happened before, because as it says, John couldn't believe it. He's very surprised. This has never happened before. His wife is not home. There's a note there. She's gone to another city to be with her mother. This is so strange.
It's too weird for him. It says he and his wife never spent a night away from each other before.
Wow, and if they've been married for, 10, 15, 20 years, that's, quite a long time to never spend a night apart. So, as it says, John was in shock and couldn't move. He was very, very surprised by this. One of the most surprising things that's probably happened to him in years. And maybe he's also a bit worried.
Yeah.
Maybe his wife isn't there with her mother. Maybe she's out with another man, or maybe she's leaving him, or, oh my gosh, this is so unusual that it's made everything in his world sort of seem strange and a little bit scary. That's why he can't move. And then it says, then he started to clean up the house. Interesting.
I don't know if that would be my first reaction if I'm in shock, is to start cleaning the house.
Maybe if he's thinking about all the times he comes home from work and she works hard in the kitchen, he sits around doing nothing and then goes off to be with his friends. maybe he's thinking his wife isn't so happy with him.
Oh.
And if he cleans the house a little bit, maybe that will make her feel better.
Too little, too late, John.
This is how husbands might think, But anyways, he's obviously very surprised. That's why it says he's in shock. When you're in shock, you're more than surprised. You're so surprised you can't move. It could be for a good thing, like you see a friend you haven't seen in 20 years and you thought this person had died or something. And I heard it's you! You're so surprised you can't talk or think properly, or your mouth drops open, something like that. Often when we hear of a shock, it's bad.
Yeah, usually.
You hear about a terrible surprise or something like that. But sometimes it can be good too. And if you're really in shock or really, really surprised, you might find it hard to even move.
Right, so moving, just you're able to move your arms, your legs, your body in any way that you want. And if you're in shock, you might just sit there like you don't know what to do.
You can kind of imagine him just falling down on the chair, just kind of staring at the ground for 20 minutes, thinking.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Okay, it continues. However, when he touched Katie's clothes, his heart felt like it would break.
Oh, he misses Katie so much.
Maybe he shouldn't spend so much time at the pool hall.
Now he misses Katie, exactly. But sometimes, yes, when you touch something that belongs to a loved one, it creates this special connection. Because to touch is to basically put your hands, your body, and generally we touch things with our hands, on something, okay? I can wave my hands around in the air, but if I touch something, I'm actually making contact. My skin can actually feel that thing. So of course, if your eyes are covered, the only way you know what's around you is by touching stuff, okay, by putting your hands on it.
Now he feels like his heart will break when he does this. To break is when something stops working. If your computer breaks, it doesn't turn on anymore.
Oh, no.
You're probably heartbroken, actually. If you break your leg, it doesn't work because you've kind of severed the bone here, sort of gotten a break there. And heartbroken doesn't mean that your heart actually is broken and has stopped working.
Right.
It just means you're really, really sad about something. So his wife, they've never spent a night apart. He can't believe it. He feels so sad.
Well, maybe this is going to make him think a little more carefully about what a great thing having his wife around is and what a terrible thing it is without her. So we're going to find out what happens to John and Katie. Will she come back? And also, what about her mother? I hope her mother's okay.
We'll find out in the next part.
Not very sick. So the Pendulum Part 3 coming up tomorrow. So swing on back for that. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
When John came home one night, he got a surprise. Katie wasn't there to greet him. After he looked everywhere for her, he found her note. It said,
Mother is very sick, so I'm taking the 4:30 train home. I'll write you tomorrow, Katie.
John couldn't believe it. He and his wife never spent a night away from each other before. John was in shock and couldn't move. Then he started to clean up the house. However, when he touched Katie's clothes, his heart felt like it would break.
Hi， 我是维尼，来看一下我们今天的第一个字 surprise， 名词惊讶、惊喜。There is a surprise for you on your desk， 桌上有一个惊喜要给你。接下来是 train， 名词火车。Do you want to get there by train？ 你想要搭火车到那边吗？再来是 tomorrow， 副词，明天。Let's plan for our trip tomorrow。我们来计划明天的行程吧。最后这个生字是 touch， 动词，碰触、接触。Don't touch anything that's not yours， 不要随便碰触不是你的物品。今天呢有3个新的文法用语，一起来看看吧。首先是 somebody is in shock， 某人处于震惊之中。Shock 呢在此当名词，表示震惊还有打击的意思。The passengers were in shock after the accident， 车上的乘客在事故发生后惊魂未定。第二个呢是介系词片语 away from， 分离、远离。最后呢是 feel like 加主词加动词，感觉像是怎么样。She felt like she could do anything after winning the race。 他在赢了比赛之后呢，觉得他可以达成任何事情。那 feel like 之后，除了可以接子句之外，也可以接名词。比方说 ，The weather is so hot, it doesn't feel like winter。天气这么热，实在感觉不像冬天哦。Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you next time.
Rareseed Ranch sits in瑞穗, Hualien. It is both a dairy ranch and a tourist attraction. It produces some of the highest quality fresh milk in the country. Visitors can try its ice cream and other dairy products. You can also feed cows and ostriches here. The ranch has many paths to enjoy. It is free and is a great place to get closer to nature.
See you next time!